Yo, thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Matthew Whiteside of the Uniweb Interview Show. Today I'm joined by the amazing Nadine Kimmage, author of Replenish. I had a fantastic time talking to Nadine. She says some crazy, wild things. She's hilarious. We talk about her book, Replenish. We also talk about poetry, where she's from, what inspired her to become a writer, how she went about getting published, going that route. It was a fun time. I loved it. You'll love it too. Let's get to the interview. Oh my, Nadine Kimmage! Welcome to the Uniweb's interview show. You caught me in the middle of a reading session. How are you, Nadine?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, wonderful as always. I was just catching up on some reading. That's how I read. 3 books at a time, because I'm a maniac.
A reader maniac.
A reading maniac. Nadine Kimmage, thank you so much for coming on the Uniweb's interview show, where everybody's super smart.
All right.
I'm your host, Matthew Whiteside. Thank you for joining me today. So we got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. You're an author, a poet. You're sarcastic as hell.
At times, yeah, definitely.
You love words.
Yes.
Nadine. I want to do this like the Actors Guild. Have you ever seen the Actors Guild where he's like, tell me about your acting career. Tell me about your book. I want to know about.
That is cool.
Am I being more serious? Tell me about your book.
That's just crazy. That's so funny. It's like, yeah.
Please. So the book is called Replenish.
Yes.
What is it about?
It's about Lydia. Her parents have died. She's alone in the world. She thinks that basically there's nothing there for her. She doesn't know where she's going, what she's doing. And then something happens and it all snowballs.
Who? So who's this she?
Lydia.
Lydia. So our main character's name is Lydia.
Yes.
Okay. So her parents die.
Yeah.
And she feels alone in the world.
Yes.
Where does this story take place?
Yorkshire, England.
Yorkshire. Okay, so the picture on your Twitter page, the one behind your main profile pic, is a very cool picture. Is that where you live?
No, that's just that was something that was on my phone.
So it has no meaning whatsoever.
No, but the colours are nice.
Interesting. Very interesting. Because I remember when you did that live chat, you took us outside, or you did the live Twitter feed, and it was like all snowy and hilly and crazy.
Yeah, it's nice and hilly.
Yeah. So where did the inspiration for Replenish come from?
I don't know whether people are going to hate me for this or not, but it was actually when after watching Twilight.
I love Twilight, by the way. I think
I did. I saw the film first, and then I was like, I have to read the books.
The books are so much better, in my opinion.
Yes, a lot better.
I think Twilight, and okay. So Replenish, Lydia is the main character, and it was inspired by you watching and then reading Twilight, which I will say, I feel like Twilight's a book series that, if you catch it at the right time of your life, is transformative. If you don't, then it's like,
yeah.
Right. So what was it about Twilight that inspired you to write this?
Basically, the immortality, because we as humans seem fascinated by this this idea of immortality.
Yeah.
But is it really going to give you what you want, or is it going to be this, that? Can you really get a happy ending from being immortal or not?
Right. Well, I'm fascinated by immortality. One of my greatest fears is death, and that's why I write necessarily, because I talk about this a lot. But like leaving a legacy for myself, because once I'm gone, it's like, will anybody even know I was here? That scares the crap out of me.
Death doesn't bother me.
Really?
No.
Have you always been weird like this?
Yeah. I was
Yes.
a weird child, so yeah.
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 So the story focuses on Lydia and her journey to find immortality.
To finding something that she wants. She wants a family because her parents are gone.
Okay, so she's looking for a family. What would you classify this as, genre-wise?
Fantasy.
Fantasy,
Yeah.
like young adult fantasy, or
There's 2 profanities within it, so I don't know whether I.
I know I don't know how to classify that crap either. I don't usually cuss in my writing, or like in real life, but when I do, I feel like this is for 18 plus. No, no children
Yeah.
should be reading.
Yeah.
I said poop in one of the in one of the paragraphs. Not for children. So that's cool. So she's looking for a family. I talked to a lot of other authors about their writing. Was this something that was had a deeper meaning to you while writing this? Or let me ask you this: when did you write Replenish?
I started it as a university thing back in 2009, and the tutor was like, "Oh no, I don't like this. I'm not keen on it." So it got shelved for 2 years at that point because I didn't want to touch it.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to touch it again. So I did, and 6 books came out of it at that point.
6 books?
Yeah.
Where are the other books? Are they published?
No,
They're hiding.
they're hiding. The second one is being rewritten as I speak.
Okay. So you have outline for 6.
Yeah. And
That's-
it's been condensed to 4.
Okay, that's exciting.
It's different.
Okay. It's different. So you're not excited by it, but you feel different about it.
No, it's more nerve-wracking than anything else.
What's nerve-wracking about it?
The whole editing process for me. It's I have to cut that out. I have to cut that out. What's going, what's staying, what's this, what's that.
Because is it because all the words feel like they mean something? Like every part feels like it has its place?
No, the original actually looks like rubbish.
It's crap.
Yeah, basically.
So then why is it so difficult? If you're just cutting crap out, I mean, it should be easy, right?
Because I feel like I've matured as a writer, so I now find that the words there don't seem to fit, so I'm having to look for new words to fit.
Yeah, okay. So that's an interesting point, because I do talk to a lot of people who spend, maybe 5 to 10 plus years working on a book. I wrote my stuff in like a few weeks.
You.
But no, and it's not like anything, oh, look at me, I did something good. It was just like stuff like was pouring out of me, right?
Yeah.
But because I do find that if I give it time to sit, like we're constantly growing as human beings.
Yeah.
And if we're working on our craft of writing, things change for us. The way we develop story, the way we look at story, the way we present feelings and emotions in the story are going to change. So it almost is a fear of mine that if I don't like use that inspiration like right now, then I'm going to lose it. How do you tap back into it after taking time off?
I basically go back and reread what I've written.
Correct.
And it starts from there. The process all begins from there.
So you make yourself get back into a state of where you were at that time?
Yeah, and kind of try and look at it from an outsider's point of view.
Okay. So try to be as objective about it as possible.
Yeah.
Take your Nadine glasses off. It must be hard to read without the glasses, though. I can imagine.
Everything's blurry if I take them
These
off.
words don't make any sense.
Yeah.
They're all so blurry. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's basically like being I don't know, half asleep and trying to read a book.
Oh, that's not fun. That's like the bedtime stories.
It's just like
Getting
what?
half asleep, falling asleep into the book. So
Yeah.
you're writing book two, or you're editing book two.
Yeah, I'm editing book 2.
Okay. And did you use Wattpad, or you're self-published through Amazon, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How did you find that process work for you? Was it something you always thought you were going to do as self-publish, or did you just go that route? Did you want to do traditional publish at first, or what was your process?
At first it was traditional publishing, but I got like tons of rejections, so I was like, no. So it got put on the shelf again for about a year, 2 years. And then I thought, oh, I wonder what self-publishing is like. So I started doing some research, and KDP came up.
Yeah, so I want to hear about the rejections. I love hearing about others' failures, because it's important. It's important as authors that we realize that there's going to be a lot of failure out there. It doesn't mean we have to stop writing.
Yeah.
So.
For me, each rejection, it was like, oh, one door closing, another one's going to open at some point. So kept going, and it's just like, I give up this part. I've had enough. I just want to breathe, and then I'll try again. So I did that a few times, and it was like, do you know what? I'll just give that up entirely now. I can't be bothered.
Well, I think there's something too, like getting your work out there, right? I mean, it's like a necessary thing. I feel like at some point we just need to be able to get our work out there, allow people to read it. Because if it's always just us looking at it, and then a literary agent or whatever just saying no without any kind of critique, it's so hard to get better. So if you put it out there and people can read it, then you get feedback. At least we hope we do, from some kind of reviews or whatever. Have you had any good feedback or reviews on the book?
I've had 3 or else 4 so far.
Okay.
And I've had one saying that it's a constant adventure. I can't wait for the second book. Another one was, I haven't finished reading it, but I can't wait for the second book. And the other one was on about irony and stuff, which was quite amusing. I was like, ironic. Oh, yeah. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, definitely ironic. That's good. See, that's the kind of stuff we need, right? We need those, and I think it's important that we allow ourselves to do that. How long did you go the traditional route for? Was it quite a while?
I tried for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And it was always like just trying to get an agent, sending query letters and that kind of thing?
Yeah, it was all query letters and things like that. It was, oh, no, it's not my style. No, it's not my style. And it's just like, okay.
Did you get any feedback from the besides no, it's not my style, or just the rejection, or was it all pretty?
It was just rejections, and when I asked for feedback a few times, but I never received it. So I was like, oh.
Okay, well, thanks for nothing. I'm always interested though in people who do go that route, because I know it takes a lot of guts to do that, because you are, I mean, I know I went to self-publish immediately because I was like, there's no way I'm ready to handle rejection. My ego was too fragile at that point to even try it. I think it's getting to a point where I'm gonna try and do some traditional like query letters and that kind of thing for literary agents. But I just want to say kudos to you for taking the effort and the time to do that, because I know it's a scary process.
Yeah, it's definitely scary, and you're kind of like, I have to do this. I'm gonna make myself do this.
Yeah. Did you have help along the way? I mean, did you have people supporting you?
not many people knew about the book.
Yeah.
I kind of kept it a secret, sort of.
All the best books are secret books. That's what I find.
I hope so.
Hope so. That's right.
Yeah.
So what's the second book called?
Raging Fall.
Raging Fall.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty dope. And it just picks up on the story of Lydia where she left off.
Yeah. We pick up on the second part in the second year.
Now I'm interested if there's some form of immortality in the story. This could be a series of books that could go on forever, right?
In a weird way, it could go on forever, but because I love bittersweet endings, that's how it's going to end, on a bittersweet note.
You've already got the ending planned?
Yep, it's already here on the computer waiting.
You already wrote it out? Like the whole ending?
The whole, I think, 6,000 word ending.
What if it changes as you write the story?
If it changes, then I'll adapt the 6,000 word ending.
And that scares the crap out of me. That's amazing that you're able to do that. Sorry, go ahead.
I just like adapting. I can adapt to things, so it's easy for me to switch.
That's that's good. That's good that you have that quality, because it terrifies me thinking I'm like I told you might have seen in the interview with WB, I told her I'm like a hippie when it comes to the endings. I'm just like, let it go. Yeah, it'll come when it comes, man. The ending will come when it's ready. Because it's terrifying. It's like the death of a book.
No, you're a writer. You can have them in your head still doing things.
Do you write stuff outside of what you're writing for the book?
Yes, I write short stories, poems, things like that.
Well, take me into a day of Nadine Kimmage. I want to know, like, how much do you write a day? What's your process throughout the day for your writing?
Wow, busy day. My day, I homeschool my 16-year-old.
Okay.
I work at the same time.
Wow.
When I'm not doing that, I clean. When I'm not doing that, I'm writing. When I'm not doing that, I'm trying to sleep and not getting anywhere. So I probably get about 2 hours worth of writing a day done.
Is it like focused 2 hours, or are you constantly getting up and doing other things during that 2 hours?
For the first hour, I try to keep it focused for that hour.
Yeah. I've noticed how difficult it can be to stay focused when you have other things outside of writing going on. And I used to be able to do like 3,000 to 4,000 words a day because I had nothing else going on in my life besides writing. And now it's like, how do you manage? Like, do you have a schedule that you stick to every day? Is this just part of your routine? Like hours set aside during the day?
No, as long as I get 2 hours done before bed, I'm happy.
Is it 2 hours towards any form of writing, or is it 2 hours dedicated to writing the books?
Normally an hour worth for the specific series of books.
Okay.
And the other hour I spend doing whatever I choose.
Okay. Do you? I talked to some other people about this, but one of the books I was reading in my trifecta was this book.
Fearless Writing.
Have you read this book?
No, I haven't.
What are some books that inspired you to write? This is one that inspires me to seek flow and write my brain out.
I like Edgar Allan Poe, if that's any help.
I've never heard of him. What does he do?
He was an American poet and author.
Is he still alive?
No, he died about 160 years ago.
Oh. That's quite a while.
Yeah, quite a while.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. That's so Edgar Allan Poe is one of your inspirations.
Yeah, William Shakespeare. William Blake. Who else is there? Neil Gaiman. Roald Dahl.
American Gods, right?
I haven't read that book yet, but I'm getting around to it.
It's really good. The TV show is really good too.
I watched the first episode of that.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I want to watch more, but my brain's saying you've got to read the book before you watch the rest of the series.
They do a pretty good job, honestly. They do a pretty good job of it. It's a lot of fun. That was one of my favorite books growing up. I think I read it about maybe 12 or 15 years ago. I'm not sure. Yeah, Neil Gaiman's a good one. What is it about these writers that inspires you? I told you I got some hard questions. I drank a green energy drink today. I took a nap.
I think. I don't know. Hang on. How are we going to say this? Yeah. I think with Roald Dahl, I read one of his books when I was about 7, George's Marvelous Medicine.
Okay.
You ought to read it. I know it's a kid's book, but it is so funny.
I mean, I can only really read kids' books, so.
I love kids' books.
I do too. My whole goal setting out was I wanted to write children's books for adults, like things that are super easy to read, like fun, exciting. You know, you can pick it up and read it and put it down, and
yeah,
you know.
You should check out The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman then, if you haven't already.
I haven't. The Graveyard Book, okay.
Yeah, because although it's a kid's book, it is more adult kind of content.
Okay.
It is funny.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely look into that. And we were talking about writing styles before we started recording, and you have a very poetic writing style. I've read the first few pages of Replenish, and it set me in a mood and a tone that was perfect for what you were describing as the character. And it wasn't just the description that you were using, but it was in the way the wording was parsed out. You know, it was like a melodic theme that you had going on. That was really interesting. And you started in poetry, correct?
Yeah. But yeah, I think I was about 10, 11 entering my first competition.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the poem you submitted?
I remember the title.
What was it called?
Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
Did they steal that idea from you and make a movie with Halle Berry and Billy Bob Thornton?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Oh. It won like an Academy Award or something.
Oh, cool.
What was it about?
Different monsters going to this masquerade ball.
How long was it?
About 15, 20 lines.
I love poetry. It's so it's just like using so much symbolic language to be extremely descriptive in a very compact amount of time. And does that adequately describe what poetry is, or am I way off base here? Because I'm not a huge poet. I like trying it, but
I like trying it. I'm no expert.
You're more one than me, so you tell me. You tell me what's going on with poetry, because I don't know.
I think with poetry, I'm just going to sum it up with Robin Williams' quote, that words and ideas can change the world.
Definitely. What's the soliloquy? Okay, so you said William Shakespeare was another one of your inspirations. I have a list of the top selling authors of all time on my vision board because I'm competing against them. I'm going to be number one eventually. William Shakespeare is at the top with, guess how many books William Shakespeare has sold?
I was going to say 1 billion plus.
You're right. 4.5 billion plus books. Estimated. Is that your goal?
No.
How many books do you want to sell?
If it was one, that'd be fine for me. I know that sounds really odd, but it touches one person. And although it's not changing the world, it may change their world.
Absolutely. No, that doesn't sound off to me at all. I mean, that's my sentiment as well. I mean, I think that we're all here to communicate and be in a relationship with other people. And if we're able to even just affect one other person's life for the positive, then,
Then we've done something. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you have any other vision for like your career path? I mean, do you want to make writing long term, like, because I know you said you work from home as well.
Yeah.
As well as homeschool your child. Are you wanting to make writing your focal point?
I'd love to, but I don't. I'm not sure if I could dedicate as much time as I would like to it. So I'd probably have to go out and get a normal job.
Normal job. Let me tell you something about normal jobs. I'm sure you know. I've been fighting my whole life to not have a normal job. Man, all those career counselors, Matt, you'd be great at sales. You're great with people. I'm like, I don't want to do sales. I want to color and write things. They're like, no. Go sell somebody a toaster, you idiot. So what is it that you do outside of writing?
I help with the other house business.
Ah, okay. Other house business. Very cool. Nadine Kimmage. What? Why? That's your name. Don't laugh at your name.
Why not?
You also are starting, and you've done this before, you're starting other author interviews, right?
Yeah.
But not like this necessarily.
No, more like via email. I buy their books, read them, and then ask them questions based on it.
How long? And you've done that before, though, right?
Yeah, I did it. Must be 7-8 years ago now, maybe even longer. I did that for about. I loved it.
Why'd you stop?
I ran out of authors to interview.
Oh yeah, man. There's a lot of us out there. How long have you been on Twitter for?
10 years now.
10 years. The writing community is a pretty fun place, right?
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I just started back in January of this year, like January 15th or something. It's incredible, the people. Like, they're all weird like us.
At least we're not alone in the weirdness then.
I'm telling you what, for the longest time, I was like, nobody understands me. Nobody gets me. And then it's like you see all these other weirdos writing weird stuff online, and I'm like, hey, my people, my tribe.
Nice.
It's a good feeling. What's up, man?
Hello?
Who's that?
My other half.
Your other half.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
No worries.
Thanks for joining us. You having a good day?
Yeah, not too bad. Not boilers fixed.
My name is Matt, by the way. Thanks for having me in your house.
No problem.
Enjoying it so far.
If you're in the house, just don't eat all the food.
Hey, man, I'm starving. What's the eat?
Chicken.
Do y'all do tea time over there? Is that
something?
We
have breakfast, dinner, tea, supper.
Breakfast and a tea supper.
No. I said it too fast. Breakfast, dinner,
okay,
tea,
Tea.
Supper.
So dinner is lunch
Yeah.
for us American folk, okay? And then tea is like,
Your dinner. I think.
and what's supper?
Supper. Just extra
Snack before
food.
bed.
Extra food.
Snack before bed.
It's like a nosh. Is a nosh before bed? It's like
Nosh. Nosh. Is that for Southerners?
Nosh.
Yeah, well, I don't call it that. I'm from the north, remember?
Yeah, nosh in England, nosh is more southern than
It's
north.
scram. It's food.
What's so what do you what's a typical supper?
Depends. You can cheese and crackers, fish and chips. You can have anything really.
Cookies.
Cookies. Yes, I heard that. My
Yeah.
favorite mine is ice cream and cookies.
Nice.
And it's not the best because it adds up.
Who cares? You only live once.
That's right. That's very true. But you guys, so it's like how hobbits eat. I imagine.
Yeah, probably.
There's multiple different dinner or food times.
Yeah.
I never think of it like that. I never think of how other people live besides myself. I'm very selfish. I'm glad I'm getting to do this. So sorry, we got way off topic here. You are doing interviews for other authors. Do you have some lined up now?
Yeah, I think there's 5 or 6 so far.
Have you started reading the first book?
I've read the first 2 authors' books already, and I went and did a quick reread so I could tailor the questions to them.
Okay, let me ask you this because I've been ever since I started doing this, I've had to like somehow increase my reading speed. Are you a master level reader? Do you know how to like take pictures of pages with your brain, like speed read?
Yeah, I can speed read. I can speed read to about 1,200 words a minute.
What? How do you do it? Tell me your secret.
I don't know. I've been as a kid. My mum used to read me books, and then she'd say, "Oh, you'll have to read them out tomorrow." So I used to memorize every word. The only time she would catch me out is if I put a word in there that wasn't there.
Holy cow! So you would even add words. It's like,
Yeah, probably.
not enough words here. Need to add some more in. That's incredible. I like to pretend like I have a photographic memory, but I don't. How does it? So that must be a huge advantage for you.
It can be, unless you've got a headache, in which case you don't want to speed read, but you want to get through it quick. So you're like, do I read it a bit slower, or do I keep it at my normal speed?
Okay, so and this may not make any sense because I don't know if you're like when I'm reading, I have to like slow it down so I don't so I can actually digest what I'm taking in. When you're speed reading, is your brain processing what you're reading at the same time, or do you like when you stop speed reading, do you take like an hour or two to let the information all kind of process through you? How does that work?
With me, when I speed read, I can retain 95% of the information, roughly, that I've taken in.
Wow. It'll take you like 10 minutes to read my book.
That's when I'm at top speed. My usual reading speed is probably about 600-700 words a minute.
Oh my God. And you don't necessarily focus on a word, right? You just kind of focus on a space and then
you just read. It's like speed typing. You just
so your eyes are just flying across the lines.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's unbelievable. I've been there used to be these infomercials on TV with Kevin Thoreau or Thibodeau or something like that. He's in prison now for something, but he used to do these talk shows, and he would bring this guy on that was a speed reader, and he could like look at the pages like that.
Yeah.
And then he could tell you all about the book. And it just blows my mind that that's even possible, like what the human brain can do.
I always thought it was a weird thing to have.
Yeah, have you been tested for this?
I've been timed several times.
Really?
When I was about 10 in
What
school.
So did you get to go to like gifted classes and stuff like that because you could read really fast?
No, I stayed with the normal paced people
Oh,
and decided to muck about quite a bit. Oops.
it's interesting. Is your child a speed reader as well? Is it genetic?
No, he hates reading. He hates reading. My eldest, though, loves reading and can digest a 1,000-page book in a day.
What? So it is genetic.
It must be something in the water or something.
You guys are like mutants. That's amazing.
Next reader.
Your next reader. Yeah, exactly. I can grow my fingernails really fast. Look at these. I grew them.
I bite mine.
I cut them this morning. I can grow
my nails.
It's a terrible superpower, but you know. Okay, so you're doing the interviews. You're going to be interviewing me at some point, which I'm excited about. What else you got going on besides everything?
Besides everything, I'd like to take over the world, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Not with that attitude. Got to stay away from the supper. Take over the world. That's your planning time. Let me ask you this: what is like legacy you're looking to leave? Like if I don't like necessarily like asking what would you leave on your tombstone because I feel like
that is hilarious to me. If you ask that question, I'll be like, yeah, go on.
okay, all right. Well, let's go there. What would you leave on your tombstone?
Don't give up. Don't give in. Look at me.
Look at me.
You know, something really silly.
I'm a tombstone. Something goofy like that. Just the Nadine Kimmage was a funny, silly lady who loved to laugh and make others laugh.
I think humor and the fact tiny bits I'd like to leave if possible.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's persistence is one of those things. It's such a simple concept, right? It's like just keep going, but in practice, it's like it can be one of the most impossible things because there's so many other factors, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to factor in, but to me, yeah, you can take a step back, take a break, but get back on it eventually and keep going again.
Yeah. I mean, we hear all these stories that I know. I love writing the hero's journey kind of stories where, you know, everything is like basically coming against these people, and they keep getting knocked down and beat up and bloodied, but they just keep getting back up.
Yeah, that's life.
Yeah. It's almost like a secret. We talked about your book being a secret, but it's almost like a secret that everybody knows. That if you just don't stop doing the thing you love to do, eventually you're gonna break through. You know, It's like I heard a quote. It's like you don't chop down an oak tree by hitting it 1,000 times in 1,000 different spots. You got to hit it 1,000 times in the same spot. You know, you just got to keep chopping at it over and over again. That's my quote. What do you got?
Never give up, never give in.
Isn't that a Spice Girls song? I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding. If you were a Spice Girl, which Spice Girl would you be?
Ginger Spice.
Ginger Spice.
Yeah.
I like Ginger Spice. She was ferocious, man. Whatever happened to them? Do you know any of them?
Jerry Halliwell is married to the principal of Red Bull.
The principal of Red Bull, like the energy drink?
Yeah, Red Bull Racing.
Oh, okay. How about that? So did you like the Spice Girls? I don't know why I started talking about the Spice Girls. I think it's because you're in England, but
Yeah, I did like them when they first came out.
what was your favorite song?
Viva Forever, I think it was.
Can you sing some of it for me? Hold on.
I definitely can't sing.
Which key would you like to sing it in?
None, because I can't sing.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friend. That's a Spice Girl song, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this energy, that nap and this energy drink, it took it a whole nother direction. I bet you weren't expecting this, were you?
I've seen your other interviews. You're quite high energy, so I expected it.
Woo! Okay, now comes the portion of the show where you get to ask me any question, and I have to answer honestly.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if you've been asked this before.
This is a completely new portion of the show that I just started with you.
Okay, that's fine. If you had to sum your life up in a quote, what would it be, and why?
Okay, I got you. I got you, girl. Oh. Give me just a second. Let me pull it up, okay?
Yep.
And this is one of my favorite quotes, and it came at a time in my life. Have you ever read the book A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson?
No.
Okay. So it's a book about returning to love. And this quote is found in it. It's a great book about finding, remembering like who you are, coming back to a place of peace and serenity. And I read it when I was in college after I got dumped by my first love, and she totally destroyed my heart. Okay, because she didn't think I was ever going to do anything with my life, and whatever. But I read this book, and it brought me back to sanity. And here's the quote that I love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Well done.
So I like to believe I'm shiny. You've never heard that, huh?
No.
Well, now you have.
But I seem to have always followed my own path anyway, so.
Yeah, you've always been a shiner.
Not always.
Oh. Well, where do you? Okay. Where does that come from? Just no fear.
People, you're gonna have haters, whatever the case. So why not just be yourself? And the right people will come to you, and the wrong people will avoid you.
Don't you think that takes some form of faith though, like in something, like because
I don't know. I guess for me, it's like just faith in what will be is gonna be. So I'll just walk forward anyway.
Yeah, just kind of trusting the path in front of you, huh?
Yeah. If it gets dark, oh well, I'll take a rest.
That's such a peaceful way to live. You must constantly be floating or levitating above ground.
If you lived inside my head, which is constantly going, I'm constantly moving inside my head. I can't sit still. I can't meditate. I can't do this. I can't do that.
But you seem peaceful with the path you're on. That's, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah. But because I've got constantly ideas and that buzzing around. It's constantly. I have to write them down. I have to keep busy. I have to do this. I have to do that.
I think that's the trick of it too. It's like as long as you're letting them flow out freely and not trying to stop them. I think that's the trick to the peace part, because I think we all have those ideas that are constantly flowing, but
Yeah.
we get stuck when we literally stick them in our head and don't let them move.
That's where writing comes in handy.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is therapy for sure.
It has been for me.
Yeah. I love to write. Well, Nadine, I answered your question amazingly, so thank me for that. And
Answered the question.
you're welcome. And thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for wanting to come on UniWeb Interview Show, where all people become one people, and talk to me about Replenish and the other books you have coming out. There's 4 of them. There's going to be 4, right? A book series of 4
in total.
The second book will be coming out. Do we have a date, possibly?
January 2020.
You heard it here first, folks. January 2020. And it's called
Raging Fall.
Raging Fall. Look out for it on Amazon, Kindle. Nadine Kimmage is what you have on your book under Replenish. It's available on Amazon. I'm going to link all that in the description of the video down below. Nadine, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel as well and watching these interviews. I really appreciate that you enjoy the interviews and that you're getting something from them. Would you tell the other people out there to subscribe as well?
Hey guys, come and subscribe, please.
We're doing big things. We want to learn. Yeah. It's like the magic school bus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.